Your portfolio might be costing you clients, not because your art is bad, because your portfolio makes you look harder to hire than you actually are. And that is a massive problem for artists, because a client can like your work and still not trust you enough to pay you. If your portfolio is messy, outdated, confusing, hard to navigate, or full of random work that doesn't point in one clear direction, you're making the client work too hard. And most clients, they don't want to work that hard. They'll just move on and find someone else that's a lot easier to hire. So here are 5 quick fixes that can make your art portfolio look more professional today. Not after a full rebrand, not after you make 20 new pieces, but today. Number 1, remove the weak artwork. A portfolio is not a progress diary. It's not a folder of everything you've ever made. It is not there to prove you've been busy. It is there to make someone confident enough to hire you. That means every piece has a job. If a piece is old, remove it. If it no longer represents your current level, remove it. If it attracts the kind of work that you just don't want to do anymore, remove it. If it makes your best work look less impressive, remove it. Artists love keeping weaker pieces because they remember how much effort went into them. But clients don't care about that. They're not judging your effort. They're judging whether they trust you and whether your work can deliver. And one weak piece can create doubt. So the first fix is simple. Cut the work that lowers the standard of your current work. 5 strong pieces are better than 20 average ones. Number 2, make it obvious that you want to be hired. This is where a lot of artists lose people immediately. Their portfolio is a mix of fan art, portraits, logos, sketches, studies, commissions, experiments, old work, prints, random personal projects. Then the bio says, artist and illustrator open for commissions. That's not clear. That is extremely vague. A potential client should not need to solve a puzzle to understand what you do exactly. If you want to make album covers, make that obvious. If you want to make posters, make it obvious. If you want book covers, merch, key art, editorial, character work, whatever it is, the portfolio needs to point in that direction. Being versatile is useful after someone trusts you. Before that, it can just be confusing. So organize your work properly. Separate it into clear sections, whether it's posters, album art, merch, book covers, key art, client work, personal work, whatever fits your work basically. But stop dumping everything into one visual mess and hoping people figure it out. Nobody knows what to hire you for if you don't show them. Number 3, show the work in context. A flat artwork file is fine, but if you only show flat images, you're making the client imagine the final result for themselves. But that's your job. If you design posters, show the poster on a wall, in a frame, or in a campaign mock-up. If you make album covers, show the cover as a release graphic, vinyl mock-up, Spotify style square, or a merch extension. If you make book covers, show the book itself. If you have t-shirt designs, show it on a t-shirt with a model wearing it. This instantly makes the work feel more professional because it shows the client how the artwork actually functions in the real world. You're not just showing a nice image, you're showing a usable asset, a product, a campaign, a piece of visual communication. That matters extremely because clients are not buying your Photoshop file, they're buying the outcome that you deliver. So take your strongest piece and show them properly. Don't overcomplicate it. Do not just use cheap, ugly mock-ups. Just help the client picture the work in use. It's that simple. Number 4, show the proof of process. This matters more now because of AI. Clients are more suspicious than they ever used to be. They want to know there is a real artist behind the work. But even beyond AI, process builds trust. It can be a sketch, a rough layout, a thumbnail, a before and after, a short time lapse, a crop of your working file. That kind of thing shows that you didn't just accidentally make a nice image, you made decisions that led to that final outcome. You solved problems, you developed the idea. This is what professionals do. They don't just produce a final image, a final artwork, they can explain the thinking behind the artwork. So add process to 1 or 2 of your strongest projects. You do not need to show every layer. You do not need to write an entire essay. Just show enough to prove there is craft, thinking, intention behind the final piece. That makes you way more trustworthy than 90% of the artists out there, and trust gets you hired. Number 5, make it stupidly easy to contact you. This should be obvious, but artists still manage to mess it up. If someone wants to hire you and they can't find your email quickly, that is on you. Don't hide it. Do not make people click through 5 different links. Do not rely on DM for commissions. Put your email in your bio, put it on your website, put it in your contact page, make it obvious. And while you're doing that, fix your bio. Most bios are either too vague or too personal. For example, I've loved drawing ever since I was a kid. That might be true, but it doesn't help a client understand why they should hire you. A better bio tells people what you make and who it's for. For example, I create cinematic artwork for bands, authors, publishers, and entertainment clients. That is clear. It tells people what you do. It tells people who you help, and it tells people what kind of work that you want. That is what your portfolio should be doing. It should show clarity, trust, direction. That is the whole point. Because the harsh truth is that many artists don't want to hear, a lot of artists do not have a talent problem. They have a presentation problem. Their work might be good, but their portfolio makes it look random, amateur, and unclear. And unclear, it doesn't get you hired. So here are the 5 fixes again. Remove the weak work, make it obvious what you want to be hired for, show the work in context, add proof of process, and make your contact information impossible to miss. None of this requires you to become a better artist overnight, but it can make you look way more professional today and stand out from everyone else. If you want a deeper breakdown of pricing, positioning, clients, offers, and how to actually make more money from your art, I cover all of this in my book, The Profitable Artist. The link is in the description below. But before you click anything, go and look at your portfolio and ask one question. Would a stranger know what to hire me for in 10 seconds? If the answer is no, that is the first thing you need to fix. And as always, thank you for watching.